Kristin, and this is the next installment in my, well, it's kind of, in my 4 looks 1 palette. Although for this video I'll be doing 4 looks 2 palettes because of the type of palettes. I'm playing again with moving things around. The reason that I'm doing that, in case you watch all of these, is because I want to make sure when I zoom in, you're not getting, the lights aren't completely like washing out the shades on my lids. And so I'm just kind of playing around a little bit to find out the best sort of, you know, what tripod I have my camera on and that sort of thing. So at any rate, in case you're curious, that's what's going on. So this is the Lorac Pro Metals and then the Lorac Pro Matte. That's what I will be doing for this video for you guys. Good gravy. All right, so today all over the lid, I used the shade in Amber. On the inner corner, I used a combination of Gilded and Quartz. This one was just a little too bright, and that obviously was a little bit too gold. So I mixed them together, and that seemed to work fairly well. And then as a transition color, I used Latte. I have Bear underneath my brow bone. And then in the crease, I have Burgundy. On my upper lash line, I used a black liner. I used the Pixie liner. Underneath my lower lash line, I used the shade in Chocolate. Most, you know, all the way up to like the inner third. And then just on the outer edge, I used a little bit of the Jet Black. So let me zoom you in. All right, so here's the look. I also used a nude liner on my lower lash line. For blush today, I have the Annabelle blush in Golden Bronze, which looks like that. And then on my lips, I used MAC lipstick in Twig. And then, which is a matte. I really wanted that shade, but I didn't want the matte so much. So I added the Kim Cosmetics Lip Lava in Tryst over the top. Okay, my second look is a little more of a classic look, so to speak. I took the shade in Quartz right here, all over the lid. And that was the only shade I ended up using from the Metal palette. And then I used the shade in Latte all over my, or not all over, in my creases transition color. I deepened things up a little bit with corduroy, and then I went right just in the outer corner, if that makes sense, with Chocolate. And that is all that I did. And I did put Bear all over my lid before I put anything down, so that's what I have underneath my brow bone. And then for liner today, I used the Bobbi Brown liner in Chocolate Shimmer Ink, right? Yes, Chocolate Shimmer Ink. I have that on my upper lash line and also on my upper waterline, and that is it. I didn't put anything below. So let me zoom you in. So here's the look. For blush today, I'm using the Annabelle blush in Pronto, which is number 32. And then on my lips, I pulled out an oldie but a goodie, and this is the Maybelline Creamy Matte in Divine Wine. For my third look, I used this shade in Clover, right here, all over the lid. And then, well, let me back up just a little bit. First, I laid down a base of kind of a combination of this pink mauve and Bear in kind of the transition-ish area. And then I used Clover all over the lid. And then I do a lot of swatching on my hand when I'm trying to pair colors together and see how they work with each other and stuff. So I put the burgundy on my hand, and it just wasn't pulling enough of the maroon. I really like kind of a mintish green, although this Clover is more sage. I like a mintish green with a burgundy, but it's got to have some good deep wineness to it. Anyway. This wasn't exactly what I wanted, so I changed just a little bit. And what I did then, I'm going to try to put these, I'm not sure how to put these together, but I'll put them like this. I took the rose gold, which is right here, and that burgundy. I went back and forth between the two a couple of times, and that's what I laid down in the outer corner and then pulled into the crease. I just grabbed the brush that I used to do that because I am really impressed. I used the Wayne Goss number 6 brush, which I didn't think I would like. I'm just quick mention. Because it's so thin, but wow, that really worked well. Just so I mentioned that. But anyway, so I combined those two and I worked that in the outer corner and then pulled it into the crease. I took the same Clover shade beneath my lower lash line and then just ran a little bit of the burgundy over it on the outer corner. And combination of Linen and Bear on my upper brow bone and then to kind of clean up out here. And I think that's everything. I didn't use any liner on my upper lash line, and I just took the Marc Jacobs Blacker on my upper waterline, and I think that's it for my eyes. So let me zoom you in. So here's the look. All right, for blush today, I used the Jordana, just a little package like this, in Rose Silk, I believe it's called. Yep, Rose Silk, right there. And then on my lips, I took the, sorry about that. I took the MAC lip liner in Chestnut, which looks like this. I showed this in a haul recently that I bought this combo. And then MAC's Sequin, which looks like that. Right there. So I filled in Chestnut almost completely. I kind of left the inner, you know, a little bit empty, and then used the sequin over the top of it, and that's that. Okay, for the fourth and final look, I clearly did something very dramatic. I really wanted to use the Cobalt shade in the metals. So that is what I did. You will see that all over my lid, and that is the shade right here. I have that all over my lid. I went to the matte, and in my transition area, I went up a little bit higher than normal. I did, again, kind of a combination of latte and pink mauve, more latte though, and blended that out. And then in the crease, I combined burgundy and corduroy. Burgundy just didn't have enough, I don't know, that shade just, it befuddles me. But anyway. I really wanted some kind of combination of the both of those shades, so that's what I did in my crease. And then along my upper lash line, I just used the Jet Black, and upper waterline is the Marc Jacobs liner in Blacker. Same with the lower waterline. I took that Cobalt shade beneath my lower lash line as well, and then a little bit of the Jet Black just on the outer corner. And then lastly, on the inner corner, I used a little bit of Quartz. And I did actually take the shade in Linen here underneath my brow bone as well, just up on the very top there. So I will zoom you in. All right, so here's the look. Isn't that shade pretty? Like, I can't even with it. It's so pretty. Okay, on my cheeks today, I have Illamasqua's Naked Rose. I've worn this a few times here and there over the past week. I can't remember if I wore it in this video or not, but let me turn this back up again. That is Naked Rose. And I have a little bit of the Elizabeth Arden highlighter. It's in Rose Illumination on top. And for lips today, I have the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Istanbul. And oh, for liner, I have this Pura, that's what it's called? No, Papa. True Lips 02. Doesn't have a color other than that. And then the Istanbul, and then a little bit of White Russian over the top of that. For swatches, we are going to start with the Metals palette. So the top row is Quartz, Rose Gold, Graphite, and Onyx. And can we talk about how I didn't use Graphite? Are you impressed with me? Because that is the taupiest of the shades. Quartz, Rose Gold, Graphite, and Onyx. And then Gilded, Amber, Clover, and Cobalt. So Gilded, Amber, Clover, and then Cobalt. It's a good shot of all of them. So let's talk about this before I swatch the other one. I gotta tell you, it's funny, I was gonna say I'm impressed with these. I shouldn't be like impressed because I already like the Lorac shadows, but I don't know, you know, I think the standout to me is that Cobalt shade. You are hard pressed to find a blue like that looks in the pan like it does on my eyes. So, I mean, it looks the same. And I just feel like a lot of times blue fade away into nothing, or they end up looking gray, or they end up looking black. It's really, really nice. That Rose Gold shade is nice as well. I have worn the Graphite. I just didn't wear it in this video. I really like them. Onyx is the only one that I'm like, meh, about it. It doesn't really thrill me. I haven't watched any reviews of this. I'm swatching it again just to, I'm just going to swatch it by itself to show you. I haven't watched really many of the reviews of this because I don't like it to taint my opinion, but I'm curious if other people feel the same way. So, when you compare that shade to, say, I don't know, like the Amber or the Cobalt, it just doesn't have the same metallicness to it. And I imagine it's difficult to get a black pigment to look like that, but it's really just kind of a matte black with some sparkle in it or some glitter in it. So aside from that shade in there, which was not impressive to me at all, the other one's really, really nice. They wear very well. I don't see really any creasing probably till about, I don't know, 7 hours or so, something like that, which is really good. I like this. It sells for $28. Ulta is where I purchased mine. I think you can probably get it at Kohl's too, but this is limited edition. I don't know for how long. It has been out for quite some time now, so I'm not sure how, you know, at what point it's going away. But give this a look if you're thinking about it. I know usually Ulta has a 20% off. I think they just did one. They'll probably have another one. They usually this time of year have a couple of them that come out. So if I remember right, give that one a look. All right, so let's swatch out the Pro Matte. And there's Bare, Latte, Corduroy, and Chocolate. So Bare, it is there. It's very close to my skin tone. Latte, Corduroy, and Chocolate. Linen, Pink Mauve, Burgundy, and Jet Black. Not sure why my swatches didn't line up so well this time. Linen, Pink Mauve, Burgundy, and Jet Black. So these perform very much like the other Lorac mattes. Lots of good pigmentation. They blend very easily. They are powdery. When you stick a brush into them, they powder up. You have to make sure that you tap off your brush, but they do blend very nicely. I think probably my favorite shades in this is Latte and Pink Mauve. I don't know why, I just find those to be a little bit different of a transition sort of shade. And like I said, Burgundy befuddles me. I want it to be more burgundy, and it's really just, I'm going to swatch it again here because I was just playing with it. It really just ends up being, you know, kind of a warm brown. I wanted more wine out of it, I think, or I don't know, hopefully that makes sense. But they all perform well, and again, they blend on top of each other, which makes, you know, which makes a difference with mattes. But just lots of fallout with the metals as well. So just something to keep in mind, but great. They are really nice palettes and they work really well together. Having said all that, I did have a subscriber ask me about the Lorac Pro Metals compared to the Sonia Kashuk one, because they are only $8 difference. I don't know. I actually think that I think this is a better value for your money. You get a little bit, you get a few more shades in there. I don't think there's much in that Lorac Pro Metals that can't be duped in here, except for that burgundy shade. And again, it wasn't exactly what I wanted, so I don't know. But I think if you're trying to decide between the two, you get a little bit more bang for your buck. You do get this cool kind of matte gray shade there as well. So I don't know, that just kind of you can tell that I've used this quite a bit. I mean, I've hit pan even on one of them, but I think probably for your money, this is a little bit better buy. I hope that you guys enjoyed this departure from my normal 4 Looks 1 palette into 4 Looks 2 palettes. I enjoy playing with these. You could probably tell I kind of had fun putting together looks that I don't always put together. This one also sells for $28. And I'll link both of those below. So yeah, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I think I've had, this is 3 in a short period of time of 4 Looks 1 palette, but I really wanted to get some of these out for you. I think the next I will probably work on maybe the Vice 4 or the Urban Decay Smoky. I haven't played with that one much since I got it, or at all. I don't even think I've worn the Urban Decay Smoky at all. I have played with the Vice 4. Okay, so I usually like to let you know what is on my face the rest, throughout the whole video, what I kept the same, or I always keep the base the same. So I have the MAC Prep and Prime. I actually just finished it this morning, primer, so I used that. And the Revlon Color Stay Whipped. I'm ready for that to be done. Can I just tell you, ready for that to be done. For powder, I use the Smashbox Photo Filter in number 2, which looks like that. And for bronzer, the bronzer that I've pulled out to work through is my MAC bronzer in Aphrodite Shell. So it was one of these extra dimension ones. So I've pulled that one out and I'm working through that. And I think that is everything except for eye primer, of course. I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion with MAC Painterly Paint Pot over the top of it. It's the only thing that stops anything from creasing. And then I use Tarte Lights Camera Lashes as my mascara throughout the whole video. And I think that's everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.